Hey there, Taurus. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the world around you, my friend. Subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and also ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we present here at Joy to the World, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, like, and share. So, Taurus, there's a bit of broody, moody, some melancholy type energy going on around you, and underneath the surface they tell me you were holding on to some things. And so when the cards began to come out, the very first card was this man holding a coin. And in here it's kind of like the light and the shadow, very quite strongly. And so there's something going on in the shadow and the undertone and the part that you're not being honest with yourself about. And so it's like they're telling me it's about like your moon being in Taurus, that there is a deeper side, a reflective side of the issue that has yet to be examined and addressed, as if you could just keep trudging forward, pulling the cart, the plow forward, doing the work, and it was going to change things. That somehow not addressing this was going to make it all better. That it just needed a little more work. And a lot of the zodiac, well, as far as I know now, in the past cycle or two, is them saying, let go of that beaver energy, let go of that hard work, that it's time now to begin to rest, relax, and enjoy some harvest, to do some maintenance, that type of thing, more reflective work, more of entering a type of a dream state to where we plan for the next season, the next generation that we're sowing. So underneath it, we have an Angelarium card coming in. It's Duma, the angel of dreams. So this is you wanting to be in charge of your destiny here, wanting to take on new levels, new mountains, take new ground and territory. And part of it, you're saying it's owed to me, it's due me. And that, we kind of associate gold with coin, with money, with pentacles, with external, tangible, those type of energies. But there's also a divine creative aspect I can see going on in this card. It is like there's a hand that holds your face. It's like a claw in a mask that is forcing you to see things a certain way. And they don't like that. It's bigger than just beings and guides. It has to do with your planets and the energies of the earth. They're beginning to send a message across to where they can get it through to you, but there hasn't been that moon, that reflection, that mindset. So the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind, so they're hearkening back to work, which makes sense that there is some lack of sleep going on. Lack of sleep or disturbed sleep. Either way, your harmonies and rhythms and balances are off. It could either be it's not how many hours you get, it's what time do you go to sleep, what time on the clock, because just shifting that can misalign cogs or even a zipper. The zipper, the pieces may not be damaged, but if they get slightly misaligned, the zipper won't operate properly. So they need to stay in that alignment, the staggered pattern, so you can have that momentum and that turning to help things progress and move forward. And they're wanting to talk about your progression. Forward moving, momentum, motion. It's really just keeps looking at this moon. Take a look at that. This is Tarot of the Spirit. All right, so releasing the old wound because it is nagging you. You have been ignoring it, which is good. But they're telling me that's what it's doing. It's using up your gold, your energy, your divine nature. So it's almost like having to, should I say, keep growing and be the bigger person, which you could think, oh, of course, I will ascend. I'll do the work. Can't change that. I need to learn. I need to grow and not be mad at myself, not be mad at them, that type of thing. Or maybe being mad and then moving on. But it's like that wound is still there and needs to be, knocked off its pedestal. Okay. So with pedestal, I need a card. I need a card. What pedestal are we knocking this wound, this black wolf off of? Hang on. There you are. Okay, that's it. All right, so we got reflections and tell me secrets. Okay. So this wound is a lie. It's a lie that you bought or a lie that you told or both. the lie that you bought led to lies that you told, and I'm seeing lies that you told yourself about things being better than what they really were. So this bought a lot of time off of you, and that has a lot of deep-seated anger, and it has a vibration that is going out and communicating through your amnios into the world. And amnios says, this is who I am, so send me more of it. This is who I am, what I'm driving with, what I'm at peace with. It's like the osmotic pressure, the cytoplasm in the cell. It's like, give me more, and you breathe it in and out. And so it's become very difficult for you, because you existed and endured a lot of difficulty. But you know what I love right down here as well? Can you see that white wolf? This new spirit, this new way is howling, trying to get your attention, but you had so tuned out and turned off so long ago because of this and holding on to that dream. It's kind of like a little snow globe, like a glitter globe of this world of sparkle and shine and beauty and life and pleasure and family and home, Taurus. So I pray blessings in life to those dreams that you had and the difficulty that you've endured. Thank you. That touches me. But yeah, you've been through some ups and downs. That's serious. But it has guided you through the High Priestess and given you that balanced knowledge. And the thing is, they said, don't continue to test it. It's time to do away with that. So this has to do with like polarized energies. I was having a talk with someone earlier, a specific client of mine, and it was about being in a state of repeating patterns. The cheater or the one being cheated upon. The abuser or the one being abused. The user or the one being used. That type of an energy. And if you know that you're always abused, you could, why does this keep happening to me? Well, because part of it is you refuse to abuse. But you're stuck in that dynamic, that polarity of playing out the wound. That's what they're showing me in this card, playing out the wound. Playing out the wound with higher hopes, that type of thing, they'll turn out better. But what they're saying is they want you to graduate. That's what the spirit of this white wolf is saying here, to move on from the wound. Because the wound is when you're like, okay, I never will abuse anybody. I never will use anybody. I never will cheat on anybody, because that's not in who I am. So I end up reiterating that and proving that to myself by going out with abusers, cheaters, and users. And you're like, how does that keep happening? It's because you don't realize there's more. Because what we're looking at here, that's a small world. Sorry, y'all. Hang on. That's small world, small thinking. Look how much up above it you are, how much you've gained and learned, in the perspective that you've grown. There's a whole new world that you're imagining in this dream state, that you're meditating in a sense into life, but it's causing you to not notice this new spirit howling in, going, hey, we've got a better way. What is that way? Well, right next to it, we have the star. See yourself for who you are, to be your own mirror, to be in touch with yourself and be whole, and know that you're not that, but you're also not going to tolerate that. You have no need to be a part of any of that. And so you're able to graduate. So the star is the picture of a graduate. I like that. Look at that synergy going on in the connection. We could call it the sacral chakra, the powerhouse, but it is the whole self. It is this, let's look at it like this for a minute. It's like the hands that hold the star of time, filled with breath and life and all possibility. It is your level, is what you're telling me. It's your level and your plumb line. And it is setting up your crosshairs for who you are and how you see yourself. Mapping and charting the course. You're going to want to penetrate through that center, through the bullseye, not just like an arrow hitting the target. You're like, no, that's like almost like portals and gateways. That's what I'm aiming for. Okay? In the first Toy Story, there towards the end, Buzz is falling with style and he's taking Woody. And Woody's like, oh, you're missing the moving van. And Buzz says, that's not what I was aiming for. Buzz knew all along they belonged beside their boy, Andy. And he was aiming for the sunroof in the van, and they plopped him right beside him. And the boy never knew. He was sad, downcast. And he goes, Mom, here they are. And she's like, oh, honey, I knew it all along. And there it is. All along. You knew it all along. Part of you, your mother, your star. these hands of life, these lungs of life, the creative force of life. Okay, so interestingly enough, under the moon came in the moon from the energy oracle deck, and it's at 52. It's about manifesting that union, this new union. Okay, so for a lot of you, that was definitely relationship, family, that type of thing. And it's wanting to clear up those old receptors, to clear out this residual charge. How is it like a self-charging battery? Kind of like the hybrids. The more you move around the more it's building energy into the same old system. Thus, you've transferred into the star, but here it's wanting to tell a little bit more about the moon, about your moon and how you are and who you are, not about what you've been through, about that situation. So let's listen to her, the goddess of the moon, of what she has to tell us. I see that, world. It's inviting and refreshing, exhilarating and uplifting. It's challenging, but it's the kind of challenge that we're built for, the thing that makes us go, ooh, I wonder what it's like up there. Oh, I wonder what's around that corner. It's that instigative wonder, like the curiosity. There we go. But it has even more energy in it than that. But it's refreshing, it's wooing, it's calling you in already, because you can see the trickling outcropping of essence at the top, beyond, through that bullseye, right? And I like it. It's reiterating those crosshairs here. I did not look at these cards before they came out, before we started talking about them. But look, there's the crosshairs in your moon. Setting sights on who you are and what it is you are made of, what you do accept, what you look for. Remember the crosshairs here? Scoping in on that. And it's has to do with beyond what you can see. It has to do with what you can perceive and what you can feel, because we've got iridescence, opalescence, the silver cord. We have those type of things going on in here. And we have holograms, holographics. There's more than meets the eye. Oh, Transformer, more than meets the eye. All right. So you're going to need a little metal on this. And metal, METTLE, is what you're made of. What you're made of. You're going to have to start activating and using what you're made of. And if you're saucy, put a little sauce on it. And if you're reserved, hold back and wait in the conversation and let more information come forward. If you are a catalyst, jump out and invite a group and watch where all the energy takes it and how it becomes this unique journey of its own, expressing each person's personality there. That type of a collaborative energy going on. So down beneath it in the Angelarium, we have Yesod coming in, the root and the connection. Well, that's pretty good, because remember, in this star coming in the stack, that's that root, that crosshair, that bullseye, that penetration into the whole new world that we have going on, that manifests power of bringing in divine relationship and connection, because you're fully connected to yourself with that star. You see things as you truly are, and therefore your amnios is riddled with truth and fingerprinted with truth, and it's calling more of that like unto like. Like it's calling liver cells towards liver cells, right? So this is Yesod here. It's interesting. You're going to birth out something new, this new wisdom, this new understanding for yourself. It's almost representing like a chicken sitting on the egg. But it's like the squatting and the anticipation, the hope, like not quite sitting down it, but not quite standing up. You're kind of halfway in between, and not because you don't know, but it's the anticipation. Anticipation is a quandary of energy, although it's fantastic. It's like cards that little kids play with, where you drag it backwards. As you drag it backwards, you hear click, 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 and then you let go, and it goes zero, and it spins off, takes off because of that retroactive movement. Ooh. You got some retros working in your favor here, Taurus. That's fantastic. But you see it just staying on the inside. It's the red magic awakening. Your blood, sweat, and tears, the recollecting of it, the regenerating it, the drawing it in, getting rid of that static charge to let it birth out into your hopes, dreams, and fears. And not that we want our fears to come forth. Fear is a very charged energy, and it's just an ignorant energy of not knowing what all is to come. So really it has to do with the energy of the unknown, okay? It's like that inspiration. that part that can't be known, because it becomes a whole new thing when all those energies come together. And there's strings of the stars, like beautiful pearls around your neck, coming in to crown you with grace and to thank you for it, to fill your words with, they're saying, liquid nectar of the gods. That's like honey. So remember how in the center, the first thing that came in is number 43, the man holding the coin, the gold, all that going on. They're wanting us to revisit that with a new eye, to see it as the bright new day. No longer turning around feeling like you're being chased by your shadow, but realizing that's behind you. Yes, it's a part of you. And it depends on which way you're standing facing the sun, but it's not anything for you to pay attention to. It's not any more lessons for you to learn or to grow from it. It was that white wolf, this new spirit, talking in to get you to realize that you're the star and your dreams are important, and that you have this whole new world that they want you to go into. And now you just stating that in yourself, and I love it. And you can see the magic begin to weave and work and caress and align, almost like you're creating this new vista, this new world that you're stepping into, this new, you're telling me like variety and continuity all at the same time. It's something that you can count on, that type of continuity. Reliable, trustworthy, stable, steady, but also that curious, that anxious, that innovative type energy coming along. And so that ushers in, it's like throwing its way. So where it's sitting here like this. And that throws its way up to this door to value. And you begin to restore your knowledge of who you are and your worth, and you don't tolerate low-end thinking, or like they say, how can you be a sharp knife person when you're hanging around butter knife people? It's that type of thing that once you wake up and you realize who you are and what it is that you desire, you don't entertain those energies anymore. You've graduated from that school. Remember, you're not going to play on that seesaw of life trying to figure out which one am I. You're like, I've graduated from that school. I am passing on. I'm passing on to this door of value, where it finds its way to me. This is on my doorstep. This is who I am. I'm opening my heart. I'm opening my heart to the divine, to what is fated, but also the destiny, the divine power of my own will, of getting an agreement that I am fabulous, I am great, I am fantastic, and I am deserving of all these good and great and wonderful things. Why? Because I've opened my mind and recognized who I am. That's kind of like your mailbox, being able to receive packages because you have an address, right? It doesn't matter if you rent or buy, you have a location, you have an address, you have a personage. That is your coin. It's like your token, your space holder on the game board of life. You're like, this is me, here I am. If you want to reach me, here's where you can reach me. And that's what you've now, like through this movement, have adapted to. You've begun to form the land, and now you have a residency there. You have a divine connection with that understanding of yourself. And the good part is any and all of us can have this, and it looks different for each of us depending on what our little slice of heaven looks like to our own heart, right, to our own mind. So don't shame it, don't squelch it, open up to it, receive it, and let it be full and beautiful. Allow your reflection, the fullness of who you are, to be seen, to be shown, to be enjoyed, to be reveled in, right? Because as we blossom and flourish, so does our whole world. It lifts that burden and the weight of the heart of the earth to restore its heartbeat to the right vibration, to get us back on point. So under that, we have the Angelarium of Gevurah, left hand of judgment. So this has to do with the divine connection. There's a bit of Hierophant energy coming in here, is that things are restored as they were always meant to be. You're back on path, you're back on track, and it's not like you're behind, not like interstate travel where you missed your exit. Now you're miles behind and days behind and months behind and years behind and you've missed out, that type of thing. No, it's like more when you stake your claim and you're on path, you're on chart, you're on course. Your heart is on the same page with yourself. Therefore, your decision making, your vision, your understanding, your acceptance and receptivity of yourself is here, and it makes a peaceable kingdom. It changes that amnios around you, and it becomes a charge of life, and life begets life, and life is wonderful, and it brings in your joy, and it only multiplies the value. It is the best investment you could ever make. And our little card on the side that comes in to swing this all together is 17, Miss Sunshine. Can you see her? What she's saying is there's a bit of knowing that although you've suffered, you kind of knew you were going to suffer and that the suffering was there. And when you were done and you left it. You just didn't know what to do with it after that. But you knew it would give you the perspective that you were seeking to gain. The heart, the lens, okay, it hurts because you're telling me the lens of the heart, it has made you abundant, massive. It expanded you beyond realms that you could have fathomed and traveled on your own. You were seeking some of that contrast, that experience. Bless you. To know the dark side of the moon, to be able to relate to others, and not, I mean, through your words, yes, but through your heart, like a knowing hug that doesn't say anything, but you see it on others, because so many people, their suffering, their pain, their sorrow is something kind of beneath the surface that others aren't necessarily seeing, but one who has been there, look how radiant you are. Your light is so bright, you can see it coming and going. And you show random acts of kindness, gentle acts of love, of acknowledgement, of honor, of valuing these people that you run into, these situations that you come along and you go into. Because when you graduate, you don't have to be in it anymore. You have that elevation, that perspective, this mountain and this divine connection, right? Because of it all. That is what it affords you, is this opportunity to have power and authority to love. So I always told my kids, love is doing unto others what you would have done to you. If you could have helped yourself, do unto others what you would have done to you. Because we don't always get what we want or what we need when we need it. But we are aware of what would mend that situation, soothe that situation, heal and restore, resurrect, redeem that situation. And when we continue living and life moves and the world keeps turning, we might witness it going on for somebody else. And we can be that hand, that kind gesture, that smile, that wink, that compliment, that buying somebody's dinner across the restaurant, that you see the family having a quiet time and see the stress on the dad's face, or, the enthusiasm of the child. Whatever it is, it's that divine tapestry of life that you didn't mess up and you didn't go missing. Now that you're waking up, you're here, and you are that thread of life, that iridescence, that opalescence, that silver thread, the shimmer, the shine in the mundane. Like, I love it when kind of like more rustic material, maybe like linen or burlap, has silver threads or gold metallic threads woven through it, because it seems commonplace in one angle, but when the light strikes and shines, you see its beauty, and it captivates me and renders me breathless, in the sense that it's a pause in space and time, in honor of the beauty there. That's the refreshment that you bring, Taurus. The waterfall of life that you usher in from heaven, and heaven is like, thank you, yes, thank you for recognizing we're here. We've been seeking your attention, trying to talk to you, to heal your environment, your personal amnios, this energy in your world, so that you could see you like we see you, and that you could feel the love that we feel for you, like you feel for others, to be made whole and complete, which is that whole Lionsgate part coming in. It's that established connection with our eternal, infinite, resurrected, overcoming, beyond the veil self. So this has been amazing walking this journey with you, Taurus. I wish you all this and even more, to every good day, and restful sleep for you as well. Miss Joy, I love you. Talk soon.